It's basketball season for the public school teams in the Lowcountry, but there are still a couple of private schools playing for state championships in football this coming week. Justin Jarrett has more.
Hey, it's time for a playoff edition of Lowco Lights on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com.
Starting off with Hilton Head Christian Academy on the road at Pinewood Prep in the SCISA 3A semifinals, and Dylan Clark getting them on the board early with the touchdown pass to Isaiah Anderson. Then it's the defense stepping up. Keene Reese picks it off in the flat. He's going to take it inside the 10, set up HHCA for another score. It's 14-3 now when Clark goes to the end zone once again. 21-3 HHCA. After Clark connects with A.J. Houpt for the touchdown. And then it's Clark on the ground. He's done a little bit of everything for the Eagles this season. And then he's gonna seal it with a touchdown pass to TyShon Mansell, who hauls it in the corner of the end zone to put the Eagles up 35-24, and they win it 42-30, taking down Devontae Holloman and Pinewood Prep, which had won 8 straight. Eagles have won 10 straight going into the SCISA 3A state championship game against Wilson Hall on Saturday at Charleston Southern. Hampton County at home against Andrews in the second round in Class 2A, and Zion Dobson did what Zion Dobson has been doing all season long. He dominated behind a great offensive line. Chris Terry also had a great night. He hits Xaviar Garvin there. Great catch by Garvin. And then Terry going to step up in the pocket and look to scramble. And he is going to get into the end zone. Once again, a terrific game for Zion Dobson, the Mr. Football finalist. He goes for 288 yards on 28 carries with 6 touchdowns, and the defense gets it done. 48-14. Hampton County will take on Andrew Jackson next week. And speaking of Hampton County, they're playing some great football out there this season. Patrick Henry onto the SCISA 1A state championship game. Just returned to 11-man football last year. Now they are back in the title game in SCISA 1A after knocking off Dorchester Academy on Friday on the road. It was a rematch of a game the Patriots lost earlier this season, but they got on top early, fought back from a deficit in the second half to win it 17-13. 250 passing yards for Hugh Fairey. He also had 66 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And Michael Tucker Mathis with 7 catches for 131 also made a field goal. Patriots will take on Lee Academy in the state championship game Saturday at Charleston Southern. We spoke with Patrick Henry coach Joe Gray Peoples on Friday night's edition of Loco Pigskin Live, as well as Patrick Henry's historian Jeffrey Strickland about the magnitude of the trip to state for the Patriots. And at Thomas Heyward, it was a rematch of the last 3 SCISA 1A title games as Lee Academy visited Ridgeland to take on the Rebels, and it was a fight to the finish. Lee came ready to play. Coach David Rankin had a great game plan, and the ground game was quite effective. THA made some adjustments and got back in the game in the second half. Had a chance to take the lead in the fourth quarter, but they could not get a stop against the Lee Academy Cavaliers, and Antonio Banner still had a big night. He rushed for 243 yards on 22 carries and a touchdown, also passed for 93 yards and a score, but it wasn't enough for the Rebels as they fall 35-19. It'll be Lee Academy versus Patrick Henry for the SCISA 1A title on Saturday at Charleston Southern. Defending state champion Beaufort Eagles will not be back in the title game for the 3rd time in a row because Crestwood avenged last season's second round defeat in a big way. The Eagles rallied to beat the Knights 45-42 last year, but Crestwood dominated from the outset in this one. You see the block punt there. The Knights were on point in every aspect of the game, and they roll past Beaufort 44-0 and on to the 3rd round in Class 3A. Beaufort Academy also fell in the second round of the playoffs, losing 41-7 at Williamsburg Academy, so that leaves us with just 3 teams still playing in the Lowco. Hilton Head Christian and Patrick Henry will go for the title on Saturday, and Hampton County will host Andrew Jackson on Friday to try to extend the season.
For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thanks, Justin. We want to thank all of our guests for making us just a little bit smarter over the last 30 minutes. A special thanks to you for tuning in. If you missed anything at all, we'll be back in 90 minutes. I'm Bob Stevens.